job at Ellsworth Community College.
Today I have Julian Mendez. Coach Mendez and I actually worked together at Ottawa University in 2010 and 2011. Had lots of fried food Fridays. He would come over occasionally for our taco nights, and then we would all have fajitas for lunch on Fridays and eat a lot of food. So I've had a lot of great memories eating food with this guy. Julian, would you like to tell everyone where you've been and what you've done?
Obviously worked with Nick in 10 and 11. After that, I had the opportunity to become a graduate assistant at Ottawa and then take my first time full-time job at Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa for 2 years. The coldest 2 years of my life, but I definitely appreciate the experience of working there. Then after that, took an opportunity to go to the NCAA Division II at Northeastern State University in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Was there for 4 years as the run game coordinator, offensive line coach. Had a blast being there, learning some different things, but then had the opportunity to come back to Ottawa in the capacity of offensive coordinator, to be able to come back with Coach K in the offense that I played in and was a grad assistant in was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. And then obviously being back and home to me at Ottawa. So it's been an amazing run since those fried food Fridays. So it's awesome to get going.
Yeah, I stopped eating as much fried food. That's why I don't look 400 pounds like I used to. What new trend are you seeing just as people are watching NFL film, you're on Zoom sessions, you're learning as an offense coach? What are defenses going to have to prepare for next season?
You know, it seems to be kind of redundant to talk about it, but kind of the RPO game is really what's I think is going to continue to expand with everybody that's doing some great things at the higher levels. I know at our level that's becoming something that's going to continue to improve on is the RPO schemes, which for us is we want to make sure that we're putting you great defense coordinators in a bind. You guys do a great job of starting to put some guys in some places, rotate guys, do things after any kind of snap count, any of that. So we want to be able to make sure my whole deal as an offense coordinator is trying to put defensive guys in a bad spot. And with the RPO game, I think it's starting to improve that and push some realms. And I think it kind of pushes the realm of the rules a lot too and I know Beach talked about this a little bit too with legal men downfield. Especially I think when I was at the Division II level, we were seeing some guys on some power RPO schemes where a puller was downfield at a linebacker at 4 to 5 yards, and that quarterback's pulling it and throwing a nice little spot. So it's ridiculous to see sometimes, but as an offensive guy, I'll take those wins anytime I can against you guys. But I really think that guys are going to continue to improve upon the RPO game. And I mean, just that extension of in the way that I talk to my guys about it is it's an expansion of triple option. We're looking at different ideas and trying to play off of a pitch guy is going to be at a next level defender. And that's our way of kind of expanding it downfield. And that's really what I think defenses, you guys are going to have to do, what you guys do a great job of now. I mean, I was kicking my butt for the last couple of years, but being able to really expand on that is what the college game is going to do.
Yeah, no, it seems like everyone's got some sort of version of an RPO, and you just got to, on the defensive side, you got to try to take those guys out of conflict. But as you take those guys out of conflict, you create more conflict and drop back pass game. So it's kind of what are you going to, lose by, or what are you going to try to win by? My next question is actually a new question from the viewers. So you're facing 3 different types of teams here, Coach Mendez.
All right.
Team 1, Team A, all these teams are in the KCAC. This team's out in Northwest Kansas, it's startup program. They have the Conference Player of the Year on the D-line, okay? Mm-hmm. Team B, down in Southwest Kansas, new startup program. They have the Player of the Year candidate. He's a linebacker, all right? And then Team C up in the Kansas City area, new startup program. They have Player of the Year defensive back. So which one of those teams do you not want to face, and why?
That's a great question. I think because I've dealt with that in many different capacities. Um, but I think not wanting to face, I believe in my opinion, at the linebacker level, just because they're able to do different things and take away a lot of the games that I want to be able to do. At the defensive line level, not that I say that we're geniuses, but at the defensive line level, I think that we might be able to chip some guys, take some guys off, and find their little bits of bad habits to, okay, in the run game, is he his best at the back end of a run, or is he best at the front end of a run? And try to, if I have to run away from him the whole time, I'm going to find him and make sure we're switching away or running at him. Pass pro-wise, making sure we're doing different things. I think the linebacker level, they have such immediate impact downhill, playing in the run and being able to play in the pass. It can take away, I think, in my opinion, take away a little bit from what we're trying to scheme. And they play a little bit heavier in our monitoring of our scheme. So probably the linebacker levels I'm least least wanting to play them.
And obviously the defensive guys want those dudes at every level, and the offensive guys want to make sure there's none of those dudes at the level.
None of those. I want to play somebody that has none of those guys at all.
What is one thing that you look for when you're breaking down an opponent on film?
I've been, and I kind of figured this out through my time at Ellsworth and my time at Northeastern State, is breaking defenses down in those regular downs. Okay, so taking away red zone, taking away backed up in those kind of meat and potatoes base fronts. I want to see how you're going to react to our personnel, and then now breaking down within our formations, and just try to get a read on it. Okay, I really like our 2x2 formation here because I know that they're going to give us a straight up base, and then try to game plan upon that and see what I like within those different instances. That's kind of how I got into breaking down film at the last two spots, and it's kind of carried me over now to be able to just see as much as I can and know that during the base times I have this allotment, and those special periods and those special areas, then now I can break you down after. But knowing that in those base, I know that I have A, B, and C that I can come to because this is exactly what you're doing. So.
Yeah, most of the time defensive coordinators are creatures of habit, so that's why I try to do as much opposite thinking as possible. What are some of your tempo thoughts? I know you guys can go as fast as possible. I think you guys have some change ups, but what's your tempo thoughts? What do you like? What do you not like?
And I think it was amazing being able to play in this offense and then GA in it and then get away from it, because I was able to see some different tempos, being an offense that we huddled up every play and see that, and then kind of get a little bit of a change up. But obviously within our offense, we're as up tempo as you can get. We want to push the envelope with it. We want to practice it that way. That way our defense sees it. That way we're able to kind of push it and get ourselves conditioned as possible, try to catch you defensive guys, on your heels and be able to push it. But also, I believe that there's a lot to having a little bit of some different variations, whether we can slow it down in some check with me's, okay, some dummy cadences, kind of try to see, all right, are we rolling, or are you guys rolling into a certain spot as an offensive lineman, being able to see some trigger by that defensive line, or a little bit of movement by some backers at the second level. Just some easy things. And all right, so check with me, quarterback looks to the sideline, we're able to give them a signal and now roll. Now I do believe that there's opportunities and time to get into a huddle. Now slowing it down fully in a full huddle, everybody hold hands, I'm really just not about that anymore. Getting into some sugar huddle opportunities to kind of catch, another reason to catch defenses off guard. I do believe in that, especially into potentially some third and short, fourth and goal type situations to jump, get some guys to jump off or do whatever we can. I'm all about some sugar huddles and to kind of get off the ball real quick. So
I'm always interested to see, tempo thoughts. And I think it's a pain when they have a variety of tempos. That's really tough. If you're going to do one thing the whole entire time, that I think as a defense, that's easy to translate to. So, man, being fast, being slow, subbing personnel, keeping the same personnel, like just be as big of a pain in the butt as possible, I think is really nice. My next question is, what is one factor when you will determine your pass pro plan for a given week?
I think it's a huge deal with, okay, I mean, just like we talked about, you said they have an all conference guy or all American guy at each level. I try to look at that, kind of where the pressure's coming from. What's your favorite pressure as a defensive coordinator? Where you're looking to bring those in at, and then to make sure my biggest job as an offensive line coach, most importantly, is to make sure our quarterback is protected in the best way possible. I want to make sure that us five up front are taking care of the biggest responsibilities. That's to me, it comes down to the defensive line and that second level. If I can get our backs to help out onto second level defenders and not put them a small body on a big body, I'm happy. You know, if I can do as least amount as that, as I'm excited about being able to get them in there and knowing that they're going to sell into some switch deals, I'm fine with. But I want to be able to make sure that we have our quarterback as obviously in our offense as happy as possible and as clean as possible so that we can disperse the ball. But if I can get to a point on each play, each pass play, that we are identifying where a pressure's coming from and our quarterback can see his read, his hot, any of that, then I'm fine. If you guys do a great job of bringing one too many, then that guy back there, there's a reason why he has his ball in his hand every play is he's got to make his money and make that throw and maybe take one in the chops. But the least amount that we can have that happen, I'm happy. But you know, I really, like I said, is being able to try to figure out the most dangerous pass, or your guys' pass rush, most dangerous blitz schemes that you guys are going to bring, and then do our best to combat it.
What is one factor on whether you'll bring a certain run scheme into a game? Maybe you bring every single run scheme into a game. I'm not sure what you guys are doing now, but is there one factor where you might be like, yeah, I don't like that look, let's not run that this week? Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on that?
And I think you have to do that. And then that was something too that I think I learned a lot at as being in the MIAA when I was at Northeastern State, is sometimes you just had to bite the bullet and understand that you may be going in with 2 to 3 runs and that's it, you know, and then just being able to vary it by formation and personnel and understand that that's going to be a good look for you. But sometimes, especially guys like you, they're going to throw a little bit of different looks and different fronts. You may say that, hey, this isn't going to be a good look. We're going to have too much responsibilities that aren't being taken care of. So we need to make sure that we're going to get our best here. And that's kind of, I guess, my responsibility has been for the last couple of years. And now here is being able to talk with Coach K and make sure that we're in a good spot with this is what we need to be carrying, because this is going to give us our best opportunity. Because to me, there's no reason to carry everything if it's not beneficial and it's not going to get us those ones and twos, and is what I want to take from you guys.
No, that's one thing we've noticed, just being as multiple as what we've been, is we don't necessarily, like, we practice against all the, you know, the team may run pin and pull, but we don't see it just because they may not want to practice it against a 9 technique, a 6
exactly.
odd, even, and they scrap it for that week, which I probably say that now, and every team next year will run pin and pull, but it's nice when a team scraps something that I think it's a hard play, and it can be very valuable to those teams. My last question for you, all right, is what is your favorite pass scheme?
And, you know, I don't think I can be in the coaching family tree of Coach K if I didn't say I love me some mesh, just because, you know, it's something that to me is being able to, like I said, catch you guys in a bad spot. Okay, if we're going to get some crossers, we're going to get some guys moving. I'm hoping if somebody's going to carry somebody across, then somebody needs to be open, you know. And then I tell my guys is just make sure that, I mean, your rubbin's racing and trying to get going, and backs, to me, backs are important to be able to get out. But if not, I'm going to take that opportunity, take that shot on a post corner if I can, and just get with it. But like I said, I think I'd probably be shunned by Coach K if I didn't like some mesh. We fall back on some mesh sometimes, and it's just it's an over reliable. You know what I mean? If I'm going into a game, I know that that's kind of what's gonna be in a good spot, and I can come back to. in some regular, like I talked about, in some regular instances in the meat and potatoes part, that's just probably going to be in there.
Man, I thought you were going to say you liked some screens, go cut some corners out of the perimeter. But
you gotta remember, I was a tackle, and all we did was throw the ball, so I just sat back there in vertical sat. So there was not much of me getting out in the area in some open space. Nobody wanted to see me get out in open space. They wanted to control me within a kind of a 5-yard area. And so
my last thing I have for you is just tell everyone about Ottawa University and then the area that you personally recruit.
Gotcha. So Ottawa University is a NAI program located in Northeast Kansas, and we're about 45 minutes away from Kansas City Airport. We have 29 varsity sports on campus right now. We're right around that 750 to 800 population students on campus. We have great majors. We try to step on the territory of Coach Davis with engineering. And then we're huge, obviously, in the education area, business area. But we've had 4 conference championships in the last 11 years. I've been to the National NAI playoffs 6 years out of that time frame. And during Coach K's 16-year run as head coach, we've had a lot of success. Currently, we're the number 3 ranked team in wins in NAI history. You know, we have a long list of accolades in that deal, and we're just trying to get things back running. Me, myself, as being an alumni, obviously I want to be able to put ourselves back into that national relevance. Our defense coordinator, Coach Pearson's also an alum. So, you know, we really believe that this job is an important one for us, to be able to put ourselves back to in the top spot and be able to make things happen. I'm all about giving guys opportunities from areas that may not have opportunities. I believe Ottawa University gave me a shot, and that's what I'm here to do, to help young men be able to advance their ways and get a degree and play some football. But my recruiting area is a little bit bigger than most. I recruit the Wichita area in Kansas. I recruit the Tulsa area in Oklahoma, the DFW area down in Dallas. Then I recruit Northern California junior colleges. I'll recruit some of the Jayhawk junior colleges in Kansas, and then I recruit the Iowa junior colleges. So kind of out there a little bit, but don't hesitate to contact us if you have some guys. We'll make sure and get you worked out.
They also have really good food in that cafeteria, man. I once won a pumpkin pie eating contest for a $10 gift card. Things you'll do as a graduate assistant. And you weren't allowed to use your hands for the first minute.
No, there was so much pumpkin pie coming out of his nose. It was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
I think I had pumpkin pie coming out 2 weeks later that I was finding it. But anything else you got for the people?
Make sure you're subscribing to anything that Coach Davis is doing. He's definitely one of the elite guys that are out here on social media trying to spread the word about football and making sure guys understand what's going on and being able to stay connected.
But I appreciate it.
Contact me on Twitter at Coach Julian M. You need anything, holler at me for football, whatever it is. If you want to know barbecue tips, come at me. That's what we're doing nowadays during this quarantine life is I'm barbecuing and smoking a bunch of stuff. So it's been fun at the Mendez household.